How's it going, guys? James here from Butler Farms on a cloudy Sunday afternoon. Last time I left you, I was dealing with the blueberry plants, giving them their first round of fertilizer and putting the pine straw around them and trimming them up a little bit. Not doing a lot of pruning with them this year, but I kind of ran out of time and ran out of light yesterday, so I'm back out here again today, getting ready to prune some of my fruit trees. And I know there's a lot of videos out there. A lot of people have a lot of opinions about it, and I'm just going to show you the way I do it. These are still relatively young trees. Up here where I am now, which is just right above where my blueberry bushes are and everything, up here at the catalpa trees between the blueberry bushes and the road, I've got 2 apple and 2 pear up here, and if I'm remembering correctly, they're about 4 years old. They may be 5, so I'm looking forward to maybe them fruiting a little bit this year. I don't know if that'll happen, but they are growing, they are thriving, and just got to be patient with fruit trees. It takes a while to get established, and I'm looking forward to the day where they start really putting out. I don't prune these very heavily yet. I'm kind of leery about chopping them up as they are, because I really want them to right now just grow and get established before I really start pruning them. And they're really not in that bad of shape anyway. The thing that I deal with the most with these young fruit trees are the water spouts, and that's what I'm going to take care of today. There's a couple little branches on the inside that are growing toward the inside of the tree that I'm going to go ahead and get rid of, but the main issue is the water sprouts that popped up. Now keep in mind, I cut these water sprouts off last year at the same time, and this is what has happened since then, mainly since because I don't remember them being like this during the summer or during the spring and early summer when I was cutting grass all the time. So it had to have shot up mid to late summer, and man, they are taking over, so I got to get them off this tree. You'll notice that I've also got a grass and a weed problem down here. That's pine straw around the bottom of these, and you can see this old nut grass comes up everywhere. You can't hardly get rid of it. But I am going to try something this year from, I always give credit where credit is due. I saw Billy up at Permapastures Farm there in North Carolina. He does something with cardboard around his fruit trees that I've been collecting some clean, just regular brown cardboard, and I'm hoping it'll take care of this weed issue. This is a nightmare, and you can see out here around the edges. I don't dare spray anything out here, but I can get pretty close around with the edge of the lawnmower. But then I have to come in here, usually with those grass shears that I showed you in the blueberry video, and cut this down by hand, because I can get up close with the weed eater, but you can also see this cage in place, and I'm waiting for the day that I can get rid of these cages. It's not that time yet. These small trees like this here where we live, the deer certain times of the year just come in here and pretty much destroy them, scraping their horns on them and stuff. And also we have some neighborhood dogs out here that like to come and try to help me water the trees, and I've lost several trees because of that. So this keeps them out of it, especially till I can get them established. Now, as you know, in the future, these catalpa trees that are here on both sides of me and all the way down, they are way past their prime, but I'm gonna get these established, and then we'll worry about those later. Really, the only one that's still good is down there at the very end. It's pretty every year, but these are pretty much done. I'll put fruit trees there as well one of these days, but I'm not gonna delay any longer here. Now, some may ask, well, why don't you move this while you're pruning? Because it's a headache to get back over here. You can see how tall these are now, so once I take it off of here, I want it to be the last time I take it off, and maybe that'll be this next year, and I can put some regular tree guards around it. They'll be well enough established that I can just put some tree guards up and down it to handle the deer and those kind of things. So I'm gonna get in here and show you what I'm doing. I'm having to film by myself today, so I'm going to get you as close as I can. Now you see in here where I have cut these water sprouts off once before, and then this tree, it has a ton of them. You got this one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and another one starting right there. And then up here, there's another one starting, and here's a tall one that if I don't get it, what it's doing is it's coming up here and rubbing the branches of my tree. That's just going to damage, you know, when the wind gets up this spring and stuff, it's just going to damage the branches that I do want to keep. So I've got quite a bit that I've got to get out of this one in particular. So what I want to do, let me see if I can get you in a little bit closer here. Like I said, it's kind of hard to do filming and cutting. Maybe that'll clear up in just a minute. You can see this collar around here. This is where I cut it last year and where it's healed over. Let me look at this one. Maybe you'll be able to see it better. All right, so there's the collar around it. Now what I'm going to want to do is come out from the collar. I'm not going to cut and skin the tree right there. I'm going to cut right here at this collar. Let me zoom back out a little bit. That's too close. There we go, that's a little bit better. So here's the collar that you can see right under my finger. You can kind of see the difference in the shade of the bark there, and that's where I am going to make my cut. So I'm going to come right down here, and I like to cut mine at an angle instead of flat across, and there it is. Okay, see, good and green in there. I'm going to come over here, and this little one that's starting right here, I'm going to go ahead and get it. Now I'm hoping I don't have to go get some bigger shears. These have kind of gotten out of control, so we'll see if I'll be able to get through these water sprouts or not. I don't know. There we go. But see, I did damage the tree a little bit trying to get that one off because it was growing so close to the tree itself, so I've got to be careful of that. Let me go up here and clip this little guy off that's trying to get started. And guys, what I'm trying to do, obviously, those are pieces that are not needed. They're never going to be productive. And what they are doing is taking away, you know, the trees is having to support those. You know, any life on the tree, it's having to support. So I need to get rid of the things that are dragging the tree down. I'm not growing tree for it to grow water sprouts. I'm growing it to grow fruit, and so I need this tree to focus on not only growing good roots but also growing fruit, and I'm hoping, like I said, this will be the year for that. Here's another little guy that's just starting. I'm gonna get rid of that one and come in here and clip that one off. And you can see that took that one out that was coming up through here and was going to end up damaging my tree. There's another little one right here that's just now getting started. I'm going to go ahead and get it before it starts causing an issue. All right, so that kind of takes care of that. I'm going to leave the rest of that. There is one branch up here. I mean, overall, this looks pretty good. I do need to adjust my grow cages simply because it had started to lean into that branch, and I don't want it damaging one of the branches. But like this one, let me zoom back out some more so that you can see. All right, so all of these are going straight up, and eventually I'll have to take out one of those center ones to kind of open up the center a little bit. And you can see these two are going to end up growing straight through the tree. Now I know that this one is going to end up causing problems, so I'm going to go ahead and get it so that it doesn't even have a chance to get started. This one I'm going to leave for this year just to see what happens. See what happens with these other branches. I don't want to go cutting everything off, because if I lose a branch to wind or whatever the case may be, I want to make sure that I can shape this tree later on for it to have some fruiting branches. So you also see that it's pretty tall. I'm right at 6 foot tall, so that tallest piece right there is, I guess, about 10 to 12 feet tall. While it's young, I'm not going to worry too much about topping it. This will probably be the last year that I don't top it. You can see right there where I've topped it before, and then I've gotten that extra growth up there at the top. You can see where I topped it right there one time before and got that extra growth. So I'm going to leave it this year. I'm not going to top it this year. I'm going to let it grow and do its thing, and then I will next year I'll have to get somebody to come out here and help me and get a ladder and get up there and top it, because it'll eventually get to the point, obviously, that I won't be able to deal with it. Now if it's fruiting, I do have a contraption that I can get up there and get the fruit off. So I don't know, we'll just let it roll for now and see what happens in the future. But like I said, I'm not going to just come out here and chop the trees up just to chop them up. I know a lot of people have a lot of differing opinions about this, but these trees are so young that I'm going to let them go. Here's another one that needs obviously some work. You can see these down here that I have clipped off once before, and now I'm having to do it again. These water spouts that have shot up, I need to get those out of there, because again, they're just sucking the life out of my tree. And this one actually has some other issues. You can see that you got a lot of branches growing inward toward the tree that I need to, I'm just going to grab those real quick. I don't need those crisscrossing. I got one in here that's as you can see, not only is it growing toward the inside of the tree, it's already scraping that limb over here, so I'm gonna get rid of it. This one through the middle will never do anything. I'm gonna get rid of it and kind of open up that center some. And like I said, that one I've topped it once before, but you can see where I've topped it like right there once before and gotten that new growth. So I'm probably just going to leave it this year and let it go and see what happens next year. Get these other little water sprouts over here. Surprisingly, one of the these apples and these pears are one thing, but you ought to see how many water sprouts my crabapple trees have shot out this year. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of these branches here in the future that I'm going to have to get off. This tree is just way too overloaded with a lot of these branches that are growing toward the center of the tree. So I'll have to get rid of those and take care of those. But trying to beat the rain here and just get a lot of this done. We got some good rain coming in next week, and maybe some cooler temperatures to cool it back off, but still got to get this stuff done, because it's one of those kind of things that if I keep putting it off, it's going to be the time of year where these trees are actively growing and not really dormant anymore, and I definitely don't want to do that. So that's where I'm going to leave it. Look at the mess that I got in there with all that nut grass. But I'm going to take care of that. I'll bring you along and show you what Billy showed me to do on one of his videos. I got to give him credit. I think it's a pretty good idea, and I think it's going to work very well. So all right guys, I'm going to get out of here and finish these up. I got a lot more to do today other than this, so I'm going to leave it right there. I am not a master at this at all. I just kind of go with what feels right and what looks right, and to thin it out. And I know enough to cut the ones that are touching, cut the ones that are pointing toward the center, and to get those water sprouts off of it. And we'll see what happens this year. I'm looking forward to it. Don't forget to come back ever so often. Like I said, I'm really going to start upping my the amount of content I'm putting on here. It's that time of year. And I really wish all of you would tell a friend and like and subscribe and share, and let's get this thing growing again like we were before. And until next time, I tell you, God bless. This is James from Butler Farms, and we'll be seeing you.